Welcome to Idea TV News at 9. I am Chinatu Oji. Let's begin with the headlines. Support TINUBU to tackle national challenges. Ex-Akwa Ibom governor urges Nigerians. Ethiopia launches Digital Ethiopia 2030 to drive 5-year transformation. Lagos Council deploys security operatives to protect schools. Central African states move to establish regional digital cooperation body. Away from Africa, Sri Lanka on alert as deadly Asian floods continue to worsen. In health, FCT resident doctors suspend 1-month strike. In business, CPPE calls on Senate to drop proposed excise hike on soft drinks. And sports, BURKINABE stars shine across European leagues. Now the news in full. Former Governor of Akwa Ibom State Udom Emmanuel has called on Nigerians to set aside political, ethnic and religious differences and give President Bola Tinubu their full support as the country faces growing socio-economic challenges. Emmanuel made the appeal during an interactive session with journalists at the pre-service of 9 lessons and carols held on Sunday at the United Evangelical Church in Surulere, Lagos. Emmanuel stressed that Nigeria is at a critical juncture and requires collective effort to avoid deeper crisis. He urged citizens to focus on national unity and support the president in addressing the issues hindering progress. He further stated that the former governor also encouraged TINUBU to remain steadfast in pursuing policies and visions that would promote good governance and national development, noting that with unity and determined leadership, Nigeria can still realize its full potential. Moving on, the Council of Ministers has approved the Digital Ethiopia 2030 strategy, a 5-year roadmap designed to accelerate the country's digital transformation. The plan, which replaces the outgoing Digital Ethiopia 2025 initiative, sets national priorities for developing infrastructure, improving connectivity, enhancing cybersecurity and digitizing public services. The strategy aims to expand technological capabilities, foster innovation and entrepreneurship and modernize governance while boosting economic development. It focuses on creating more opportunities for citizens and strengthening digital inclusion and improving the efficiency and transparency of public administration. Officials also hope the plan will attract both domestic and international investment in telecoms, digital services and emerging tech sectors by aligning modernization efforts with economic growth. Ethiopia seeks to position itself as a competitive player in the continent's rapidly expanding digital economy. Moving on, the Ibeju-Lekki local government area of Lagos State has commenced the deployment of security operatives to public primary and secondary schools as part of measures to enhance safety across its communities. Council Chairman Sesonelo Oloa confirmed the development today, noting that the initiative was aimed at safeguarding pupils, teachers and school property amid rising security concerns nationwide. According to Oloa, multi-agency security teams have been stationed at school entrances, premises and surrounding areas to ensure rapid response to potential threats or emergencies. The personnel include operatives from the Vigilante Group of Nigeria, the Ibeju-Lekki Community Corps, FULUMO, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, and the Nigerian Forest Security Services. He appealed to school heads, parents and residents to support the effort by reporting suspicious activities within school corridors. The chairman added that an assessment of security needs across educational institutions in the area is ongoing to identify gaps and strengthen preventive measures. He assured residents that the initiative forms part of a broader effort to create a secure and conducive environment for learning, while reinforcing partnership with relevant agencies to ensure the sustained protection of children in Ibeju-Lekki. Meanwhile, 6 Central African countries, DR Congo, Republic of Gabon, Central African Republic, Burundi and Chad have advanced plans to create a regional digital agency, the Conference of Public Entities for Digital Development in Central Africa, CADNAC. Delegations met in Kinshasa this week to finalize CADNAC's Funding Act and develop a framework for sub-regional digital strategy. Officials said the initiative aims to strengthen sovereignty, harmonize regulatory frameworks, and pool technological solutions across the region. Zaki Sabit of Chad's Agency for the Development of Information and Communication Technologies described CADNAC as a historic opportunity for Central Africa to position itself in the continent digital landscape and stressed the importance of speaking with one voice on digital developments comes as Africa's digital economy is projected to reach $712 billion by 2050, representing 8.5% of the continent's GDP. Studies by the International Finance Corporation highlights the potential of digital technologies to drive economic growth, innovation, and inclusion, while noting persistent gaps in infrastructure, access, and gender equality in digital participation across sub-Saharan Africa. Let's take this break now. The news continues when we return.
AI augmented development. AI is now revolutionizing software development by automating code generation, testing, and debugging. Tools like GitHub Copilot suggest code snippets in real time, significantly speeding up the development process. However, developers need to remain cautious, as over-reliance on AI tools could introduce security vulnerabilities. As companies push for faster software delivery, AI-augmented development is becoming essential for maintaining competitiveness.
Welcome back. If you're just joining, this is still Idea TV News at 9. The rest of the stories. Away from Africa, Sri Lanka is bracing for more destruction as heavy rainfall is forecast to continue in the coming days following a wave of torrential downpours that has devastated large parts of South and Southeast Asia. Catastrophic flash floods and landslides triggered by days of intense rain have killed more than 300 people in Indonesia and 160 in Thailand, with hundreds still missing. Parts of North Sumatra have recorded up to 800 millimeters of rainfall over 4 days, while a rare cluster of tropical cyclones, including Cyclone Senya and Cyclone Ditwa, continues to fuel widespread disasters in Sri Lanka, where Cyclone Ditwa intensified flooding. That toll has near 200 across the region. The impact has been severe, with more than 1,300 deaths reported so far and millions displaced or affected by flooding and landslides. Meanwhile, Iran is facing the opposite extreme, one of its worst droughts in nearly 6 decades. Critically low water levels have forced authorities to shut down electricity generation at the Kake Dam, while water pressure has been reduced nationwide, placing added strain on residents, particularly in Tehran. The country is now in its 6th consecutive year of drought. In the United States, winter conditions have intensified sharply, with temperatures expected to drop 10 degrees Celsius below seasonal norms across much of the Midwest and the East Coast. Parts of Michigan could see up to 1 foot of snow as widespread snowfall continues. The extreme weather has already disrupted Thanksgiving travel, driven largely by lake effect snow, when cold Canadian air sweeps across the Warner Great Lakes, generating heavy snow bands in states such as Ohio, New York, Illinois, and Michigan. In health, doctors under the Association of Resident Doctors Federal Capital Territory Administration have suspended their indefinite strike after 30 days of industrial action. The president of the association, Dr. George Ebong, confirmed the suspension, revealing that the decision followed the approval of their demand by the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. The suspension, which will last for 4 weeks, comes with a warning from the doctors, who noted that they will resume the strike if the administration fails to implement the approved agreement within the stipulated period. The ARD-FCTA represent doctors working in 14 districts and general hospitals, as well as the Department of Public Health in the FCT. Resident doctors had embarked on the strike on November 1st to press for better working conditions, improved welfare packages, fair remuneration, and other critical improvements. The month-long action severely disrupted healthcare services across the capital, leading to delays in patient care and increased workload for the available medical staff. In business, the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprises asked the Senate Committee on Finance to withdraw its proposal to amend the Customs and Excise Act to increase excise duty on non-alcoholic beverages. The organization warned that the move is ill-timed and could worsen Nigeria's already fragile economic situation. In a statement released today, CCPE's Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Muda Yusuf, said introducing additional tax burdens on soft drink manufacturers thus not aligned with current economic realities. He noted that many firms are still battling high operating costs, weak consumer demand, and a challenging business environment. The organization further cautioned that the proposed excise adjustment could derail ongoing economic recovery efforts, weaken the capacity of manufacturers, and impose extra pressure on consumers who are already struggling with rising prices. CPPE urged the Senate to reconsider the proposal in the interest of economic stability and manufacturing sector growth in sports. Burkina Faso internationals Dango Ouattara and Bertrand Traoré delivered standout performances over the weekend, finding the back of the net for their respective clubs in England. Ouattara sealed Brentford's 3-1 Premier League victory over Burnley with a late strike, while Traoré backed Sunderland's comeback, scoring the equalizer in a dramatic 3-2 win over Bournemouth. Both players head into the upcoming Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco with strong momentum as they are expected to lead Burkina Faso's attack in Group D alongside Algeria, Equatorial Guinea and Sudan. Elsewhere in England, Ghana's Mohamed Kudus struck a superb goal for Tottenham, though it was not enough to prevent a 2-1 loss to Fulham, while Morocco's Amin Adi opened their scoring for Bournemouth within 7 minutes of play. Across Spain and Germany, several African players also left their mark. Cameroon's Enzo Boyomo secured a vital point for Osasuna with a stunning bicycle kick equalizer in La Liga. The Bundesliga, Senegal's Nicolas Jackson delivered a stoppage time winner for Bayern Munich. Benes Andres Ustonji scored early for St. Pauli, and Ivory Coast's Bazumana Traoré found the net in Hoffenheim's dominant 3-0 victory over Augsburg. That's all we have for you on Idea TV News at 9. Before we go, a recap of the headlines. Supporting TINUBU to tackle national challenges, ex-Akwa Ibom governor urges Nigerians. Ethiopian launches Digital Ethiopia 2030 to drive 5-year transformation. Lagos Council deploys security operatives to protect schools. Central African states move to establish regional digital cooperation body. Away from Africa, Sri Lanka on alert as deadly Asian floods continue to worsen. In health, FCT resident doctors suspend 1-month strike. In business, CPPE calls on Senate to drop proposed excise hike on soft drinks and sports. BURKINABE shined across European leagues. Before I let you go, I want to just remind you to download our latest bulletin, Idea Entertainers and Artists of Interest, on our website. And of course, do not forget to follow us across the different social media platforms at Idea TV. I am Chinatu Oji. Thank you for watching.